What's this? Check out, check, check this video out, Uncle Ethan. The boy done you proud. No, it's not porn. Somebody clicked a thumbs up. That makes me suspicious. I don't know. I'll click it. Dr. Omega, I'm remembering your name. If this is porn, you're in trouble. Of course it's not porn. It's my friend Ivan Ortega, who's a big fan of the channel. Ivan, how are you? Thank you so much. Look at this. A gift for Comic Book Artist Pro Secrets. Rose Tico toy unboxing. It's Comic Artist Pro Secrets. The book is not in there, but that's okay. I can't remember it either most of the time. I just remember it by saying CAPS, C-A-P-S. So Comic Artist Pro Secrets. What'd you do? What'd you do, Ivan? I'm clicking this link and it better not be porn. You're too quiet, Ivan.
And today's video is brought to you by my little new friend. Say hello. There you go.
That's BB9E.
His name is BBJ.
Oh.
J for Juan. Because he's Mexican.
BB1.
You can call him BJ. Just for friends. Anyways, so he is the one that survived today's little adventure. So there is a YouTuber that I absolutely love. And I listen to pretty much every day. His name is Ethan Van Sciver.
That's
He
me.
has his YouTube channel for Comic Book Artist Pro Secrets.
Right.
Pardon me if I got it wrong.
You did, but it's okay.
Unboxing some Rose Deco toys that I've absolutely I think I found a new love and appreciation for the deco.
That's all I wanted to do. All I want to do is make people understand the very much misunderstood Rose Tico. And yeah, I mean, you know, you will find, if you listen to my videos every day, like Ivan does, you may also find deep within you a love for the Tico. Let's see what Ivan says.
And I just want to show you the little adventure that I got into. So this video is dedicated to Comic Book Artist Pro Secrets that has given me a purpose and a deep found love for Rose Tico.
I might cry. I feel you, brother.
Thank you.
You're
I'm
welcome.
actually pretty excited to see this movie.
Me
As you
too.
guys know, Jurassic Park is one of my favorite franchises.
Mine
But
too.
that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to, well.
Nazi Rose
My
Tico?
two favorite characters in the entire franchise.
Yeah.
BB Jesus 8 and Rose. Oh my god.
Comes with Mark Hamill's balls.
I have an idea.
Alright, so he has an idea. I want you guys to find out what his idea is by going to his channel, Ivan Ortega, subscribing, clicking like on this video, and I think you're in for a surprise. Ivan's doing stuff that people want me to do, but your Uncle Ethan just doesn't do things like that. Go subscribe to him and find out what I mean. Meanwhile, in other Star Wars news, we go to this garbage heap, IO9, Gizmodo.com. They're already on my list. John Boyega drops an intriguing hint about Finn in Star Wars Episode 9, which is actually Star Wars Chapter 11. We've been through that over and over again. This man has something intriguing to say to you. This is a man who has just seen the script for Star Wars Chapter 11 and has heard about Cairo. Yeah. Cairo is the new character who is supposed to team up with Rey. She is a POC, a person of color. I believe a WOC, a woman of color. And apparently she does everything effortlessly. So this is Finn, who realizes that even though he is a person of color, unfortunately, Finn, you are a male person of color. The Force is female, and you're going to wish you didn't say those things that you said about John Stewart Green Lantern, because you would have been okay. You would have been okay as John Stewart. but that job is not on your horizon. There's more rumors about comics that could inspire a He-Man movie. Interesting. I would like to know about a He-Man movie. But unfortunately, Star Wars Episode 9, in conversation with the Press Association. Can you imagine John Boyega talking to the Press Association about this? He revealed that he's growing out his hair for Episode 9. John Boyega is growing an afro for Episode 9. I can't wait to start shooting the next and final leg. I can't wait to be done with. That's what this means. I can't wait to put Star Wars behind me, I think is another way to phrase what he is saying here. The first step is growing out my hair. So you can wait for the trailer to see why. So in the trailer, we're going to find out why Finn has an afro now. Could be any number of reasons. How big will the afro be? That is the question. I heard, the rumor is, that Episode 9 is going to contain a big time jump. So we might be looking at future Old Man Finn. Old Man Finn is going to have an enormous, unkempt, presumably afro. Otherwise, he would just cut it. I don't know why. I don't know why he would. Wow. First step is growing out my hair. All this planning for Star Wars. It's a little bit like Raging Bull, isn't it? Where Robert De Niro had to gain 400 pounds. Yeah. All right. Good luck to you, Finn. Over at The Guardian, why Super Friends? Why the Super Friends love Avengers Infinity War and hate Star Wars The Last Jedi? That's cruel. Yeah. Why normal people love Kevin Feige and hate Kathleen Kennedy? Did I pronounce Feige right? Is it Feig? I hope it's not Feig. Feige, probably. They are both from ultra geeky source material with Marvel-style humor and box office takings to shout about. So how come aficionados have given Last Jedi such short shrift? Here's a clue right here. Count the number of obnoxious females. 0. What is the true mark of success for a Hollywood blockbuster? Its critical score via Rotten Tomatoes, its global box office take, a decent tilt at the Oscars in the year following its release. Ryan Roundhead Johnson's Star Wars The Last Jedi has passed muster in all 3 of the above categories. And you know what? I don't want to get into it now. I mean, it's just like, yeah, of course it did. That's the whole thing. Disney has a stranglehold on entertainment media, and all these tentacles everywhere. They have so many tentacles just in every aspect, like in every orifice. You hear me, Kurt Eichenwald? You like this conversation? And yet, there remains the nagging sense, nearly 6 months after the movie's release, that the 8th episode in the long-running space opera may ultimately be seen as the most divisive so far. May ultimately. Well, there's still Chapter 9, Finn with an afro. I think we could fight over that. Unlike Black Panther and this weekend's Avengers Infinity War, the 2 other Disney-produced films that have delivered the really big bucks at the global box office over the last 6 months, The Last Jedi was greeted with derision. You know what derision is? Derision is like, like that. You point and you laugh. Derision. By large parts of its core fan base. Never has the audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes, an overlooked feature of the site, looked so relevant. Well, Black Panther, 96% from critics, has a 79% audience score, and Infinity War, 84% from critics, has a 93% audience score. The Last Jedi, 91% from critics, was liked by just 47% of those who registered their opinion on the site. Yeah, that's correct. Both Infinity War and The Last Jedi drew on ultra geeky sources for much of the storyline. The Russo brothers' superhero epic took its inspiration from the cosmically nutty 1991 comic book series The Infinity Gauntlet. Nutty, they're calling it nutty, Jim Starlin. While adapting it heavily to fit the characters who have already been introduced to audiences, over a decade of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The Last Jedi famously took its key twist, Luke Skywalker's arrival on the mineral planet of Crate. I love that. I love that, like, the whole thing took place on a planet of salt. That is so perfect. It's fantastic. In temporarily invincible form, from a little-known Star Wars tome titled The Jedi Path. There are other parallels between the two movies, but many noting the Marvel-style humor that was present throughout The Last Jedi. I'm sorry, I do not like Luke Skywalker brushing the dirt off his shoulder, like that kind of Obama-esque gesture of, did not like him saying amazing every word that you just said was wrong. Did not like to SJW, Twitter, Tumblr humor. Go to hell. The difference between the two films, and perhaps the reason why Johnson failed to keep hardcore Star Wars acolytes happy, while the Russos are currently basking in the afterglow of post-movie audience rapture. You hear that, Johnson? Rian Johnson. The Russos are doing great. Well, yeah. You have to kind of sit back in interviews and say, I don't care what the fans say. I don't care. The Russos do care what the fans say, because the fans are telling them that they're great. Is that Infinity War rarely sends up its most preposterous excesses. None of this is true. Basically, Infinity War was not SJW. It was deeply political. I know you guys argue with me about this, but not political in any deliberate sense. It's just reflective of the mood in the world right now. One of despair. So if your reason for feeling sad and blue and tired of running around is that Donald Trump is the president, it is political for that reason. But the overwhelming sense of nihilism, despair, and doom present in a movie like Avengers Infinity War is reflexive of the political culture in America and also in the world, at least for half of the country. The other half is just like, we're just like Thanos, man. Digging it. Look, this was terrible. I mean, this movie was terrible. The more you think about The Last Jedi, the more angry you get. Luke Skywalker was nothing like Luke Skywalker. Even Yoda looks weird there. It just wasn't a good movie. Rian Johnson has no idea what Star Wars is all about. Even Mark Hamill, who offers his suggestions now and again, is told to shut up and is ignored and mocked, scorned, and belittled by these SJW clowns who they just didn't care about making a good Star Wars movie. They cared about making their Star Wars movie. They don't care about the fans. They care about their message of empowering women. How the hell does any of this empower women? I mean, we live in a world where these idiots think that women are just down and blue. And by the way, they all go to Star Wars movies, these women who have no power. And normally a Star Wars movie might make them feel even less empowered. What they need is squat little Asian chicks with scowls on their faces and no boobies and a flat rear end to come on there and talk about saving what they love, meaningless platitudes, no ostensible flaws. Their flaws are all accidental in the sense that the audience hates them. That's what they need now. Women, apparently, according to people like Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy, these women can go home and feel good about themselves. Now, this is the problem with the world. The problem with the world is that we have idiots who think they need to save people who they feel superior to. And that is the entire problem. Now, normal people go, what do you mean women need to feel empowered? What's going on? What do you mean marginalized people? What are you talking about? Who's marginalizing them? Who? What? Yeah. And it's all so that very strange people can feel, by the way, very strange people with a lot of power and influence can feel good about themselves. Yeah, by helping little people. So that was what this was. Now, Avengers was entertaining. I had my problems with it. Now, I just gave it mild criticism. I gave it mild criticism in a video. As soon as I got home, I thought the superheroes in that movie were silly. I thought Thanos was anything but silly. And yeah, I called it the Muppet Show versus Joseph Stalin. Now, you may disagree. You may say, I think the Guardians of the Galaxy were sober in their duties against Thanos, this world-conquering monstrosity who planned on wiping out 50% of the universe. No, Doctor Strange, I like him. The somber dignity of Stephen Strange absolutely came through in the performance of what's his name, Benedict Cumberbatch, whatever his name is. Absolutely came through, clear as a bell. American accent, very convincing. Yeah. No, that movie, all the heroes, they didn't all act like fools and buffoons so that Tony Stark could kind of like roll his eyes at them and raise an eyebrow and look sober and cool in front of them. No, I don't know what you're talking about, EVS. Comic Artist Pro Secrets, what do you mean? You're wrong. Don't be a hater. All right, the movie was good. The movie was fine. Compared to Star Wars The Last Jedi, it was a masterpiece. And at this point, we have audiences that are just begging not to be insulted. Entertain me, don't insult me. That's all they want. That's all they want. And if you can meet that small criteria, they will reward you richly by praising you in a way that is meant to make Rian Johnson feel bad in contrast. And he should feel bad. Rian Johnson, you should feel bad. Your head is a perfect circle, and nothing penetrates it. So you should feel kind of bad. What are they saying here? Is this it? Is this the end? Oh, look, they're asking for Patreon dollars too. No, if you have $1, don't give it to the Guardian. Send it to my Patreon. Link is below in the description. I do appreciate all of you. I'm putting up a new Patreon credit crawl after this. It's going to have everyone. If you donate $1, you are going to get to be in the credits this time. I want to appreciate and acknowledge everyone that supports this channel. Its growth is absolutely monumental. We're 31,000 subscribers at this point, which is substantial. I mean, it's substantial. Most YouTube channels do not grow like this. I owe it all to you. I owe it all to people like Ivan Ortega and everyone who is spreading the word. Your Uncle Ethan absolutely loves you, and I will continue doing what I do and putting up new content every morning and every evening to keep you chuckling. So with that, yeah, let's take it away. Bye.